Yo, what is up, guys? This is DSY here, and today we are gonna talk about the second latest monster in the game, HellBlade Glavenus, a deviant of Glavenus, the big brother of Glavenus. People call him the little brother of Teostra, and I am gonna tell you guys why we know all the stats, what are his armors, and I hope you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So first things first, let us talk about HellBlade Glavenus stats, and I'm gonna compare them to the big Fire Emperor himself, Teostra. I accidentally over-leveled them by a single level. That's my bad. Next time I'll take note more of their EXP bar. But in terms of stats, HellBlade Glavenus is actually more on the bulkier side than Teostra. Teostra is a little bit more offensive. HellBlade Glavenus has an attack of 336, defense of 340, and a weakness to water at 170. Teostra, on the other hand, has an attack of 377, defense of 329, and a weak point of 146. HP wise, Teostra has more health than Glavenus. Stats wise, I am actually happy with HellBlade Glavenus. He chunks out a decent amount of firepower. Not that much until I see a huge difference compared to Teostra, but he is good. So moving on from there, let us talk about HellBlade Glavenus genes. HellBlade has Whip Gene XL, Full Swing Gene N, and the Onslaught Gene XL. There are two genes out of the three that caught my attention, and both of them are the XL genes, which are the Whip Gene XL and the Onslaught Gene XL. Whip Gene XL caught my attention mainly because of the fact that it has a high chance to inflict burn for 3 turns aside from dealing medium fire damage. The ability to inflict any status effect that can potentially damage an enemy is always an added bonus is because of the fact that you can get that consistent DPS. The second gene that caught my attention is HellBlade from Onslaught Gene XL. What it does is it deals a heavy fire damage to a single enemy with a fairly high chance for a critical hit. Do note that this skill has an innate crit build. Hence, with that being said, if you actually have a critical eye gene as well, it would you would have a higher chance to crit. And do note that HellBlade is actually a multiple hit skill. So with each hit, you will definitely get that crit, and it hits pretty hard when I was trying him out. Alright, with all that out of the way, guys, let us now talk about HellBlade Glavenus armor. HellBlade Glavenus armor has defense of 166 and a weakness of 90. Defense wise, as you expected, it's good to fire, weak to water. Skill wise, it has 3 different skills, which are Heroics XL, Tenacity, and Bombardier. So I'm just gonna go through the skills very quickly. Tenacity basically enables you to survive a hit that otherwise would be fatal if your health is 50% or more. It's a very good skill that prevents you from being one shot. Especially like for instance, the opposing monster have a big AoE and you don't plan on healing, you can actually just take the shot if your HP is more than 50%. The next skill is Bombardier, which greatly boosts Blast Bite and Explosive. It's good if you are running a build such as a what's that thing called? Gun Lance. And last but not least, the skill Heroics XL, which seriously boosts the attack at 50% HP or less. So when I look at the skill, they are okay. They're a bit niche, that Tenacity and Heroics kind of go hand in hand, but Bombardier is kind of left out a little bit. It could be good for Gun Lance user and Blast Bite builds, but it just seemed a bit niche and it's like forcing itself to go along one another. So for weapon option wise, HellBlade actually has 4 different weapon options compared to Bolt River, which only has 2. I'm not sure why so little, but HellBlade basically has a sword and shield called Magma HellBlade. And moving on from there, we have the hammer, which is called a HellBlade Hammer. After that, we have the bow, which is called Hellish Pride. And last but not least, gun lance, which is called the Powder Keg Brewer. All of these have innate blast bite build, and only specifically to the sword and shield and the hammer, which has a skill that inflicts higher damage when they are inflicted by a burn or a blast bite. When I compare all 4 of the weapons to what the current options we have for fire, I would say they are pretty good in terms of stats, and the additional blast blight and the skills makes up for it, especially for the sword and shield and the hammer. I believe those two are good options if you're trying to expand your weapon pool for fire and blast blight. Alright guys, with all that out of the way, now let us talk about HellBlade Glavenus, attack patterns, his skill, his weakness, and all that good jazz. So HellBlade, first things first, is he is weak to water, and attacking pattern wise, on his normal state, he actually just uses power attacks. He has a couple of skills that we need to take note of. So the first skill that he uses is called Flame Chakram. It basically is a single target, it's a single target blast or single target fire damage. The second skill is basically what we call as Explosive Tail. It is similarly a single target, but this skill has a chance to inflict blast blight, so be extremely careful. Third skill is called Rapture Blade, which is an AoE attack. And of course he has a fourth skill, which is technically it's a charge mechanic, which is called a Mega Fireball Charge. So once it's in his charge mode, if you are having difficulty to identify how does it look like charge mode, you can look at his throat. There is like a lot of blast blight in his throat. That's how you indicate it. So the moment he is in his charge mode, he basically now changes to a speed attack. So he will occasionally use a skill called Mega Fireball, but it's just a single target speed attack. That's basically it. Skill wise, it has all the similar skill from its normal mode, meaning to say Flame Chakram is still there, Explosive Tail is still there, and Rapture Blade is still there as well. That's basically it, I'll be honest with you. HellBlade Glavenus doesn't have any special mechanics whereby when he changes his state he will use different skill, when he's in enraged he will use double attacks. He don't have all those. The only thing you just gotta watch out is basically Blast Blight. The moment he applies Blast Blight to you and he uses an AoE, more often than not someone will die, but that can be controlled if you have an hunting horn that basically clears status effects. So with all that being said and done guys, this marks the end of the video. I hope you guys learned something from here, or you guys find this entertaining or educational. I'm not sure why I'm saying this word, but yes, if you guys do enjoy the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more of Monster Hunter 2 Monster Hunter Stories 2 content, please subscribe as I make guide videos and I'll be making build videos in the future as well. I'll see you guys in the near future. Stay safe, God bless, see you in the next one. Peace.